Hello. The main Bible reading on Sunday told the account of Jesus going out into the desert after his baptism. Whilst he's there, he fasts for 40 days and 40 nights as a preparation for his upcoming ministry, doing God's work. This is always the reading that is shared on the first Sunday of Lent, which is the time of preparation for Easter. Whilst Jesus is in the desert, the gospel writers tell us that he is tempted by the devil. These temptations that Jesus faces can speak into our lives 2,000 years later. After 40 days and nights without food, Jesus was hungry. The devil tempted Jesus to turn stones into bread, to which he replied, "Human beings cannot live on bread alone, but they need every word God speaks." The first dilemma which Jesus faced was how to use his miraculous power, whether to use it for selfish reasons or to help others. Jesus denied himself the opportunity to satisfy his hunger, even though he'd been fasting for 40 days and 40 nights. This shows that he's not concerned with material things, but with spiritual food given by God. In the book Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling, there's a point where Dumbledore speaks to the students at Hogwarts just after the traumatic death of Cedric Diggory and the frightful return of Lord Voldemort. He says this: "Dark times lie ahead of us, and there will be a time when we must choose between what is easy and what is right." Dumbledore knows that if everyone is willing to make sacrifices and cling to what is good, that's how victory will be achieved. Likewise, in a world inundated with temptation, we must strive to live with integrity and stand up for what we know is right, even if we are the only ones standing. At this very moment in time, we see a world around us where one individual wields exceptional power over life and death. And we can see all too clearly that this immense power is being used to achieve his own personal goals and ambitions. We know all too well that the power that Putin is wielding in the Ukraine is having devastating effects on the lives of millions of people. In our workplaces, in our families, in our friendships, and as consumers, we wield power and influence. Now, we'll never have the immense power of Putin, but we still have to decide how we use the power that we do have. At the end of the day, we, like Putin, have to daily make the choice that Dumbledore presents: to do what is easy or to do what is right. It would have been easy for Jesus to turn the stones of the desert into Palestinian bread, but he did not. He chose not to satisfy himself, but to do what was right and to use his power for the benefit of others. Jesus presents a model of servant leadership that is sacrificial, not self-interested. My prayer is that we too might have the strength and the wisdom to make the right choices in our daily lives. I pray that we will always use our power not for ourselves, but for those who are in any way weaker or more vulnerable or more in need of support than us. Bless you all.